3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? I just want to come back at you today with a little update on my job situation. I got laid off a couple days ago, and it was due to our factory not getting its shipments it's been supposed to be getting. And that sucks, because I was just about to be unionized and get a nice little raise that probably would have helped out. They're saying it might only last a week, it might last 2 weeks, they're not really sure. But we were like 50 container ships behind, and it's because they rely solely on products from China. And as everyone knows, the coronavirus has pretty much swept over China and has taken a lot of people from work. The factories are shut down, and so we're not receiving products, which affects us, factory workers that work at jobs like that, because if there's no orders, there's no work. And honestly, I mean, there was orders, but we just couldn't fill them. We were missing products out of every list we had. I was only fulfilling maybe 50% of the orders on a daily basis. But on the bright side, I did find another job, a little 70-cent increase in pay. So now I'm making 14. It's a hell of a lot more work, a lot more duties, a lot more responsibilities for that 70 cents. But I mean, I found it within a day of being unemployed, so that is a good update that at least I'm working again. And here I am back making another video, so, you know, life ain't terribly bad. I do get in these moments where I feel like giving up. I'm definitely getting to that moment now, you know. For those of you who don't know, I'm trying to dig out of a huge hole right now. You know, part of homelessness is the debts we incur in life, either trying to survive or get ahead. And I think currently I sit somewhere around $135,000 in debt, which 85 to 90% of that is my child support. That, you know, I made a mistake when I was younger. You know, I was a young 24 when child support was first presented to me, and I didn't know how to react to it back then. You know, I was full of anger and resentment for not being able to see my child, and I felt like, well, if I don't get to see my child, then I'm not going to pay child support. Well, that was all great back then, feeling that way, but now I'm paying for it, and my family suffers from it too. You know, because financially it's becoming really hard to provide, and trying to get out of that is very difficult. Number one, you have to find a really good paying job, because every single week child support is taking $150 from my paycheck. And so even if I was making $13 an hour, by the time taxes and child support was taken out, I was left with $275. My rent on a weekly basis to keep this hotel roof over our head is about $300. So you do the math. I'm upside down all day long, and you can't get out of the hole when you're upside down, and I'm working upside down, so it's a terrible place to be in. So if you find yourself in a position of having to pay child support, pay it. Get a job, pay it, because it's not worth it to let it go as long as I did. You know, I'll be the first to admit that now, that I really royally messed up. And it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the road. You know, at least I'm paying it now. But it makes things like finding an apartment difficult. You know, if there were affordable apartments, can't qualify for them because they, you know, are low-income housing. But when it's low-income housing, they look at things like child support. And I don't understand really how our system works, because right now we are low income, and you would think we would be able to, you know, get a low-income housing, but we can't. Now the obstacle is, oh, you need your birth certificate. What? I've never had to get a birth certificate in my life for an apartment, for a house, for anything. And you know, even in the past in California, I was able to obtain an apartment. You know, granted, I had to have a co-signer, but you know, I was still able to pay for it and all that. And now I'm not. because I'm in Effingham, Illinois. They work differently out here, I guess. So, it's like, well, do you move on? It's tough, because I've taken on this mission against fighting homelessness and helping unhoused people, and I'm having a hard time even helping myself, honestly. So that's why I ask you guys to subscribe. I ask you guys to watch my videos, like them, because I believe that YouTube is the only way I'll ever get out of this hole. Eventually, if I'm able to produce, 100,000 views per month, like I've been talking about, or more, I can actually focus on YouTube 100% and not rely on some job that's never going to get me anywhere. I mean, really, all it's doing right now is barely paying the bills, and not even that, because I'm still having to come up with more money aside from my paycheck. Our phones got shut off this morning, because we weren't able to pay our phone bill. And so I'm going to be having to do some of the methods I've been telling you guys about, using Wi-Fi. I'm using Wi-Fi today. To be able to upload this video, I'm going to be using Wi-Fi. Luckily we have it here at the hotel. If I didn't, then I'd have to be going to one of the places I told you guys about, McDonald's, Starbucks, any location that has Wi-Fi, because I have to keep this going. But I do need you guys' help. I'm not asking for money. I'm not out on a corner panhandling. I'm just asking for you guys to subscribe and watch the videos. That's all I need, literally. I need people that are going to be dedicated to that and purpose, to be able to help not only me, but people that I come across. So, I don't know what else to add to that right now.